What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to the channel, man, and happy new year for those who have made it to see 2025, man. Hopefully y'all got your resolution in order, your goals intact, man, and y'all ready to just start the new year on a good foot, man. So with this video today, we're going to talk about some car trends that I was just scrolling on YouTube and just checking some things out, man. And I feel like starting this new year, there's some car trends that we really need to leave behind, man, in 2024 that's affecting the car community. And we just going to jump straight into that. And the very first thing I should say that we should leave behind that was trendy all for 2024, man, is the street car takeovers, man. Y'all know like the street car takeovers been like a crazy scene that like took over the globe apparently for like quite some time. It's actually been a thing. It's been happening for a long time, actually. Like, it started off in California, man, where they've been doing this, but then it just seemed like it just spread across the whole country, and people that's new to the car scene, younger people, and thieves who, like, hijacking these high-performance cars, like the Hellcats and the Camaros and so forth, man, they getting a hand on these cars and just swinging them and like doing street car takeovers with them, man. And I feel like that affected the car community big time as we going into this year because laws has been created. I don't think it has been like set in stone about the fines and stuff like that, but that's something that we should leave in 2024 and coming to 2025, like not doing street car takeovers anymore. It doesn't take that much skill, and it's actually hurting people and it's doing more harm than good to the car community. So that's one trend I believe we should just like leave behind, leave in the past. The second thing I should say is like going into this new year, like 60 to 130s is great. That should not be the end all be all, man. Like a lot of people that's new to cars, new to modern cars, or people that have been modding cars for a long time, man. Like people are just now starting to do the 60 to 130 trend, and it's like seeming to be very, very obsessive, man. Like even, yes, it's okay to have the draggy, see how your car do on the street. It's okay to see how your car do when you don't have access to a track or you have a nice back road. But these 60 to 130 times is like getting people scared to race other people, man, and getting people scared to like go to the drag strip or go to the road course or whatever, man. Like people are very scared to like compete anymore. People don't want to compete because they figure they can find you on draggy and figure like, oh man, this is 60 to 130 time. But that's the very first thing they gauge, like different performance shops nowadays, you know, like they don't even care about like, or what's your horsepower goals, what's your expectations, what's your plan on doing with the car. They just want to be like, hey, it need to do this 60 to 130, otherwise it's like your tune is garbage and everything. And I think we should just leave that behind going forward, man, because every car is built up differently. Everybody use their car differently. And I feel like going forward, man, like that should be a trend that should be like, it's very subjective, I should say, but it should not be like the end all be all. Which also leads me to my third thing is unrealistic horsepower goals. I feel like in 2024, depends on how you use the car. I feel like everybody's goal was to get to 1,000 horsepower.
I like to race against Ferraris, Lambos, and all that.
How much horsepower are you making?
I make 1,010 on 40 pounds of boost.
How much does it weigh?
2,200 pounds.
Everybody figure your car was slow if it wasn't 1,000 horsepower, and that's not the case. There's cars out here that's making 600 horsepower that's beating 1,000 horsepower car, and what people fail to realize is that yes, it's cool to have that 1,000 horsepower. It's nice to have that nice dyno sheet number that's saying this how much it made to the rear wheels or all-wheel drive or whatever. But it goes to the fact that, man, a lot of you guys cannot even handle that power on the road, which is one. Two, it's hard to gain traction with that type of setup, man. And three, I feel like everybody's like trying to build a fast car, but nobody's not trying to be a fast driver. And there's a very difference between the two because it's easy to throw horsepower at any car, but it's hard to maintain and manage it. And also like, okay, if something goes up and something like in the middle of the road and you're unable to maneuver because you just focusing on how fast you go in a straight line, but you're not getting all your other components and stuff out the way, especially safety. Like rest in peace to One Stock. Man, like he was the B58 king. Like he was one guy I followed on the BMW platform, and he lost his life last year, man, due to him street racing. But his car like engine just blew, which caused him to crash, and he lost his life. But that's not the first time he did it. He did do it legally, where he broke a phenomenal record.
30, 60, 130, quarter mile, half mile.
But this just goes to show you guys that when he was at the drag strip, he didn't have a roll cage in there. And then on the street, I believe that the last car he built, like that didn't have a roll cage in there either, man. So it's like when you guys build these cars, a lot of stuff that goes into it, man. And it's just, you guys need to make sure it's safety first and learn the car in steps and increments. And that's how I've been building my car, man. Every single mod, everything I've been doing before I just started throwing more power at the car, I've been like finding my limits, because yes, 1,000 horsepower sounds good, but that might be something I won't be able to handle. It probably will not make the car as fun as it used to be, as I'm at this certain experience of driving the car now. So the very fourth thing, this is pretty much like on the car manufacturers, where the car manufacturers now just taking like iconic vehicles, muscle cars, sports cars, and they just like butchering them. And I wish they can just stop this. They did this a lot in 2024. And we're seeing them kind of like reverting back and taking a couple steps back. And that is, for example, like the Dodge Charger and the Challenger. Like Dodge, ever since they sold off the company to Stellantis, like they decided to come back with the new Dodge Charger, but then it's just pure EV. And you see how the car community took that. That didn't do pretty well. And they just now rehired the CEO who built like the engines, the Hemi engines now, and brought him back into retirement to bring more life into that platform. And that is pretty nice, because not everybody want an EV car. Like they're pushing it down our throats. And that was like a bad thing, I feel like, in 2024. And I feel like it's a niche market. Like there's different niches for everybody. And not everybody want to be driving the EV, at least not in this day and age, man, this time. And that even goes for Ford. Like Ford just need to like change the nameplate, because like the Mustang, they done butchered the Mustang in so many different ways. So like the Mach-E, and then they have like the actual Mustang, and then they came out with the Dark Horse, but then they got a whole electric segment like with the Mustang logo and so forth. And that was just, I feel like they leveraged that, but it was like a bad thing. So hopefully we'll leave that trending behind in 2024, and like going forward, like these car manufacturers be more creative, come with different nameplates, and don't reuse these old nameplates and come out with a horrible car. At least something I can say what Ford did right, and that is the Ford Bronco. Like they gave that nostalgia look. They kept it with like a nice engine and so forth in there for people to enjoy. But GM, what they did was they took the Blazer and they made an EV segment. Yes, they have like a V6 motor in there and so forth, but the EV version was more what they was pushing. And that's not what we remember a Blazer as. Like when I think about a Blazer, I think about the K5 Blazer. So come on, GM, like let's do better in that segment. Like that, man. That's pretty much gonna wrap this video up. Like the very last thing I would say is just let's stop the toxicity in the car culture, man. Like we get into a point where like it doesn't matter what car you like, whether it's JDM, whether it's domestic, like it just, let's enjoy everybody builds, let's enjoy their cars, because I mean these ICE vehicles is not, we're on the back end of it, man, and not too many car manufacturers is just pushing to put ICE vehicles anymore, man. They're really pushing this EV. Let's just enjoy the cars that we have and enjoy this car culture that we have, because it's getting to a point where with these street car takeovers and everything, like we're losing car meets, we're losing car shows, and everything just starting to become bland, man. And people don't want to go to drag strips anymore, and we just going back to the streets, and that is not good for us. That's not good for our communities, man. It's affecting people that's not even doing these type of activities, man. So that's going to wrap this video up. Those are like the 4 or 5 trends I should say we should leave behind in 2024 and start doing better going to 2025, man. So y'all drop a comment below, let me know what y'all think, and if y'all like this video, y'all know what to do. Hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.